Greetings to the class of 2020. My name is Travis Tucker. I use he and his pronouns, and I serve as the Assistant Director for Campus Life, LGBTQI involvement in the Department of Campus Life. Each year, I have the honor to serve as the coordinator and MC for the WashU Lavender graduation ceremony. This includes asking a faculty or staff member to serve as a keynote speaker for the event. After the campus community received news of our alternative operations, we put a call out to individuals that were interested in still getting their Lavender graduation cords, and if there was a faculty or staff member that graduates would like to hear from via video message. Imagine my surprise when I learned that a majority of these graduates placed my name amongst a wonderful group of faculty and staff members. After getting over my initial surprise and rambling about how I was not worthy to do this to my husband, coworkers, friends, and probably my dogs, I finally got the writing. Normally, I would have never considered serving in this capacity, but for the class of 2020, it was the very least that I can do for a very special group of people. As I was brainstorming what I would say to you today, I decided to get in my car and head to our campus for a walk, adorned in a mask and keeping 6 feet away of everyone, of course. It was a beautiful spring day at WashU, a day that I'm sure many of you can envision in your mind as I speak. I heard the sounds of mowers cutting fresh grass and the last handful of people on campus having distant but robust conversation. However, the thing that struck me the most was the silence. The normally lively and loud place was mostly lifeless. It was then that I was again struck by the incredible impact that students make on Washington University. You are its soul, and you are its heartbeat. As I continued to walk through campus, my mind raced with all of the wonderful memories that I had made with members of the class of 2020. Undergraduate and graduate students of many gender identities and non-gender identities, sexual orientations, races, national origins, amongst many other powerful intersections. Each of you have come to this university ready to engage it and help push it to be the best version of itself. The advocacy that you have done for yourself and others has made for a better Washington University community and for a better world. As for the class of 2020, you are entering into an environment full of unknown, a world of masks, keeping 6 feet away of everyone, and nurses being the new Iron Man. You also enter into a world where we, as LGBTQIA+ individuals, face unimaginable challenges on the horizon. I've had the opportunity to talk with many of you and your fellow peers across campus. Some have shared that they are so exhausted it is hard to get out of bed, that they are emotionally drained, and that trying to complete coursework online has been very difficult. Some have felt incredibly empowered to do more for their communities, wanting to help during an incredibly trying time. My advice to all of you at this time is to be kind to yourself and to be still. As you have probably heard a number of times, this is truly an unprecedented time in our history. Unprecedented times are history-making and game-changing, but in the case of this unprecedented moment, it has robbed us of things we always took for granted. One of the few things that you have any sense of control over is how you manage your time. Take time, however much time that may be, to be still and reflect. Sometimes your best answers in life come from accepting the stillness. For people that have sat over the last few months and are looking for that what's next, consider this. Where do you see yourself making the greatest impact for your community while maintaining your own personal health and safety? Advocacy for others comes in different facets and ways. Strive to find things that not only provide you purpose, but have a greater sense of good for the world. Whatever you can do is enough because you are enough. You, the class of 2020, have provided me with a great deal of hope for the world. I, along with the numerous faculty and staff members across campus, are so proud of all of your accomplishments. Words cannot express how sorry I am that we could not celebrate this day in person. I hope that you know it does not damper your incredible contributions to our various WashU communities and beyond. I have no question that it was only a start to how you will make your impact on the greater world. Be safe, be courageous, be healthy, be who you are. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
Hi everyone, my name is Lennox Mark. Thank you for joining me to celebrate our LGBTQ students at this year's Lavender ceremony. When I first arrived on the Danforth campus of Washington University as a 17-year-old freshman, it hit me like a wave. The fear that I didn't belong, the fear that I couldn't measure up to all of the amazing talent surrounding me. For the first time in my life, I became hyper-aware of my dark skin and my Caribbean accent. For the first time in my life, I thought I could fail. But Washington University offered me new and exciting experiences that helped me become the person that I am today. For the first time ever, here on this very campus, I attended my first Passover Seder, ran in a 5K, performed in Carnival, and lived my life openly as a queer person of color. But for every new and exciting discovery that college gave me, I found myself shrinking, hiding as I do so while in plain sight. I wanted to minimize the differences between me and a campus that possessed more whiteness and more wealth than I had ever seen before. Growing up in St. Croix, an island that is just 21 miles long and home to 35,000 people, the possibilities of the world seemed far away, and in fact they were. Systemic poverty and generational trauma kept thousands of people on my island from a path to access their fullest potential. But here on WashU's campus, I suddenly had every resource I need to achieve success. This felt surreal, and it made me cautious, like at any moment I could wake up from this dream. I couldn't get out of my own head and allow myself to be fully present and authentic in this space. But just as I always knew I was lucky to be here at WashU, soon I learned that WashU is lucky to have me too. The village that I developed around me, other Rajuga scholars, the campus-wide community, and other residents in Lebo gave me the confidence to finally see my worth, just in time for me to get my bachelor's and leave. Thankfully, that was not the end of my WashU experience. When I returned 4 years later, enrolled in the School of Law, I saw it as an opportunity to do things differently. I made the intentional decision to be myself, show myself, and love myself. As queer people, we know that is no easy feat. Our visibility is radical. Our voice, it challenges the status quo. But together, we have helped to make our community stronger and more inclusive of the people we care most about. I have seen WashU change so much since I first arrived in August 2009. LGBTQ students are better supported, queer faculty and staff are better recruited and retained, and queer scholarship is more present in the curriculum than ever before. We did that together by leaning into our strengths and showing everyone exactly who we are. For generations of brown, black, queer, and immigrant students who will follow us, theirs is the torch to hold this space, challenge our university to continue progressing, and think about those among us who are least seen, like myself as a freshman, a kid who didn't know his worth. Because until all of us are free, none of us are. As we prepare to enter our careers, grad school, and gap year programs, I want to challenge each and every one of you to take up space. As graduates of Washington University, we hold an immense amount of privilege when compared to our queer brothers and sisters. We have a duty to our community, and I don't just mean our families and friends. I mean, we have a duty to our queer and trans brothers and sisters who lack power, who lack visibility, who lack a voice. We have to make sure that we safeguard and protect the least among us. I am so excited to see the amazing impact that we achieve together as we go forth into the next stage of our lives. We are leaders, and we have to lead out loud, bringing our full selves into everything we do. My name is Lennox Mark, College of Arts and Sciences 2013, School of Law 2020. To the most fabulous members of the class of 2020, congratulations and thank you.
To the Lavender graduates and the rest of class of 2020, thank you and congratulations. My name is Jake Bjork, and although we might not have the chance to be with each other this month of May, I know that each of us deserves to be commemorated and celebrated for the accomplishments and memories gathered at WashU. I also understand that now our community is hurting. You may be mad that we only got 3.75 years together. You may be struggling to adjust to new living arrangements. You may be wondering how to find a job in these times to support yourself and your family. However, if I've learned anything from spending 3.75 years with all of you, it's that we are the fiercest, most ambitious, and resilient class of go-getters who do everything in our power to affect change. Let's take it back to first semester, where Wild was set aside for Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. In an era that claimed that we were the lazy generation, we proved them wrong. We sprinted to the polls. We engaged daily in political dialogue to advocate for our beliefs and learn from those who disagreed with us. We embodied Michelle Obama's words, "When they go low, we go high." And amidst this new political climate and COVID-19 healthy at home initiatives, we have proved that all of these things are indeed representative of who we are. We continue to take exams and write honors theses. We continue to support the most vulnerable amongst us. We even continue to advocate for the well-being and rights of our students, residential advisors, staff, and faculty. Our fire for change refuses to die out, and this energy inspires me nearly every day. The class of 2020, or 2019.75, whatever you want to call us, has, should, and will continue to uplift each other on our worst days. For an example, the week before I moved on to my freshman floor at Elliott Zero, Gators Chomp, I came out to my friends and family as gay by basically dropping the mic over a viral Huffington Post article. But I was so saddened when I lost support from some of my closest friends and family. However, committing to WashU was like pressing the reset button on my life. I met my first gay friend. I was introduced to a community of compassionate leaders and allies, along with intelligent and fearless advocates. I was shown my inner voice and taught how to vocalize my opinions to those who once scared and intimidated me. Through Destination Q, the LGBTQ+ student welcome, and events put on by the lovely LGBTQ+ student groups here, I've never felt more supported and confident in my life, simply because people loved and embraced me for being me. So to my peers, let's not forget that in these times of sadness, frustration, and uncertainty, that we are the ones who love and embrace and are fearless advocates. During a global pandemic, we continue to remain fierce and ambitious leaders. We fight for our rights and the rights of others, and we continue to uplift each other when we need it. Because of these reasons and many more, I'm honored to graduate with all of you as the class of 2020 at Washington University in St. Louis. Stay safe and healthy, friends.